Merry Christmas, YouTube. It's been a while. It's been a long time. But here we are on Christmas Day, and despite it being a long time, Santa Claus has brought some really nice stuff just for me and just for you to enjoy all this graded card bustage. So, because Santa Claus was also not that nice to me in 2019, he took many things away from me. One of those many things was my iPhone stand for me doing these videos. So he took that away from me, so this video is not going to be very stable, so I apologize for that. But we're going to go through all these cards in all their glory on this beautiful Christmas day right now. Alright, first up, Mike Trout, Heritage 9. Mike Trout Purple 10. Trout Purple 10. Got a lot of these purple 10s. And just FYI, this is an order that I sent off in July. So late July. And I'm just now getting to opening it. So this actually got back to my house in early December. So this was one of the longest orders that it's taken for them to grade, and unfortunately every order is turned into this time frame. It used to be roughly a 2-month timeline, but now it's turning into 5 months. And so moving to 2020, really want to do something a little bit different about that, just because it seems like a pretty unreasonable timeline to have a lot of money tied up in cards for 5 months, just kind of sitting in California. So I'm gonna have to do some reassessing to see whether or not what I'm doing with PSA is what I need to do. But until that time, just enjoy this. Well, it's kind of an ugly view right now, I'm not gonna lie. Just because here in good old Kentucky, all the trees look dead, and just there's no life anywhere outside of these birds chirping continuously, which is kind of nice. But during the summertime here, it's a pretty nice view. Granted, this is where I grew up, but do not live here currently. Just in to see family and also capture these really nice cards. I don't know if you can catch the refractor. Yeah, you can a little bit. I'd say the lighting here, I was hoping that the sun would be up a little bit more, but it's kind of early. As you can tell, the birds are still chirping, so. This is a pretty nice view. If you want to escape the inside with all the noise and racket and kind of do one of these in peace and quiet. So that's the first stack. Next up, Christian Yelich 10. And I've graded, a lot of these cards, again, are cards that I've graded previously. So you'll see a lot of similar types of cards, but in some of my newer vids that you'll see, hopefully whenever the orders come in, you see I have branched off into a couple of newer things, so it's not the same cards over and over. Just so happens that these kind of are a gravy train type of card. This emerald's really nice. I think I've sold 2 or 3 of these in the $350 range. Really like this one, this Goodwin Champions. Big fan of Upper Deck. Big fan of non-panini cards, and really in baseball, non-tops cards, because that's all we see as tops, but on-card autograph, really nice picture. Rare also, it's hard to find these raw or graded, but that one came back at 10, so it's pretty nice. Got a Yelich 9 from Sterling. I don't know how his Marlins Heritage cards are going to do, but he doesn't have many Heritage cards, given that he really didn't, or Yelich didn't come on to be a star until recently. But I do have, I believe this is his first real one's autograph. It's a PSA 10. And given how well he's performed over the past 2 years, I see his collectability increasing. Mookie Betts, on the other hand, despite having an average career year, interest in Mookie has dropped considerably, and I don't really know why that is, but it's also a good opportunity, I feel like, in the off season, knowing that he's a mainstay, to continue to collect his cards under the radar. Really nice Jared Kalenic. Was hoping that he would finish the season stronger than he did. Might have given some of these a little bit more steam, but he started off very, very strong. With his most recent promotion, I think that he sort of tailed off a little bit. But he's going to be somebody who's cracking most top 10 prospect lists, I would think. At least top 20. But I would think top 10. So this year's top 100 class, I feel like, is weak compared to previous years. There's always going to be surprises, and I think the surprises and the value is going to be in the bottom half. But the top half, I feel like, is really weak. There's a lot of guys who are there, and they're there just by simple graduation. This was a really nice card. It's like the Elite Chrome version. These haven't really gained a lot of traction, but there's only 99 of these. So kind of cool. But yeah, the top guys, they all have flaws, whereas some of our historical top 100 guys, they really, many of them just tear up the minors forever. But you look at guys like Joe Adele, you look at Royce Lewis, to some extent you could say Jared Kalenic. They're not the types of guys who have just torn up the minors at every single level, whether it be Jason Hayward or Bryce Harper, or, well, I'm having a brain fart just because it's so early, but they're just not at that level. Especially if you look at somebody like Royce Lewis, who people were like questioning, is his tools really there? Because it looked like, at least last year or pre-injury, maybe it was post-injury, I can't really remember his timeline, but he just did not look good at all. Really happy to get did I have 3 of these? Just show 3 of these. 3 of these rainbow foil Tatises. Really cool. I think here's a flagship card that's underrated in my opinion. This is his, it's not gold because PSA doesn't label it as gold. It's the 150th anniversary, but it has this gold foil 150th anniversary. It's really nice. This one I'm a little bit disappointed in. I'm really trying to see the flaws here, and it may be the edge right there. I may actually see it, but I didn't see that whenever I sent this off, so probably didn't give it a good enough scan, but either way I would have sent that card in. And I'm disappointed that the other one also came back the same grade. Just do a quick scan here. That corner is a little soft, but that's one of those 50-50 cards. And if you just look at the overall order for this order, this is a really nice card. I feel like the big cards, you could say minus something like this, the big cards really did not hit, which is kind of disappointing. Patrick Mahomes came back a 9. This one came back at 10, but yeah, for the most part, the big cards just did not hit. And in some cases, I think values went down slightly. This order was gone in July, so this Patrick Mahomes value at the time was probably exactly where it is now. But then it went through that roller coaster ride of the first 3 weeks of the NFL season, where these values jumped up astronomically. There's a cracked ice Jordan. Done really, really well with these contenders, Jordan Alvarez's. I was hoping that the cracked ice would come back at 10, but I knew that was flawed, but at least the playoff came back at 10. Try to speed this up a little bit, just because I'm going a little slower than what I normally am. So we got a green PSA 9, green PSA 10. But yeah, the big cards just didn't hit. Like, here's a perfect example. Got a Luka auto. I'd completely forgotten that I had this. Very, very happy because his values, again, he went up and then he got hurt and his values crashed by like 25 to 30%. His values increased tremendously over, a short period of time, and then injuries. So that's the difficulty with this timeline. Like, I send these things off in July, and the values are just all over the place. So, but equally so, it's benefited me in the past where as soon as I get the cards back, you know, it may be advantageous to my timeline. But this order and also the grades were clearly not. Scherzer's really nice. That card has really popped in value recently. Got a Clinic Gold 10. Another cracked ice, but Grayson Rodriguez, that one came back a 9. Javier Baez Chrome Refractor, 10. And I was thinking that Baez would get a little bit more hype, especially the season that he sort of put up. You know, didn't have a better season than he did in his 2018 campaign, but you know, it's basically him or Chris Bryant for the Cubs, and you know, get them back in the playoffs, and I think that he's going to be back right in contention for. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Cubs aren't going anywhere. All right, so that's a lot of Mike Trout Bowman's bests. Seen a lot of those. There are even more. I'm glad that this card is finally getting some appreciation. It is a 2011 Mike Trout rookie. Yes, it does not have a rookie logo. I don't care about the rookie logo. I don't know why many of you out there in the collecting universe care so much about it. The thing that matters is the year. That's the thing that mattered for, like, you know, almost 100 years of baseball cards was the year. Then all of a sudden in 2005, 2006, MLB says, oh, you're not a rookie until we say that you are by that rookie logo, which the first rookie logo was kind of a joke. They had to change it so fast because people were just mocking it. But now, if it doesn't have that rookie logo, you're going to tell me it's not a rookie? I don't know. I never really subscribed to that. And yeah, we can get into the technical definitions of has to be part of the main set. It can't be a subset. It can't be an insert set. It can't be a parallel. That's a topic for another day. But in terms of it coming from their rookie year, and really that Bowman's best prospects, it is an insert set, yes. But so are the Bowman Chrome prospect sets, but I'd still call those rookies just because they look the exact same as the base set. And really in that Bowman's best set, which is a subset of Bowman Chrome, it literally is, you know, an entire set within a set. So I'm calling it rookie. That's just the bottom line. And it will be a rookie until the end of time. And because of that, I'm glad it's getting some appreciation. I will say, I'm glad these Wander Francos gemmed, because if they did not gem, this order would have looked a lot uglier than it does. And this really isn't an ugly order. Again, I think it's just some of those cards that I was hoping that were going to gem. They just didn't. And had they gemmed, things would have looked a lot better for this order. But can't always get what you want in life, unfortunately. Even on Christmas Day, there's things that you might want that you can't get. No matter how hard you work for it, no matter all the good deeds that you do, all the progress that you make as a person over the past year, sometimes you just can't get what you want. So PSA grader out there didn't give me the grades that I want. I don't wish any ill harm towards you, but I just wish that you had given me the grades that would make me happy on this Christmas Day. And I don't know why you had to ring me on these DJ LeMahieu's, like, WTF. Like, these are cheapies, and I went through a ton of these before I picked these out. Like, I don't know what you're seeing on here that you're dinging me for. Like, cut it out, bro. But yes, I did grade a bunch of these. Graded a lot of these. I graded him because he was so again, in July, he was really second in the MVP race. Maybe June he was second in the MVP race, and this is rare. This is rare. One, because people have likely tossed these. Because DJ LeMahieu is, again, a prospect dating back to 2009. So 2019, for him to all of a sudden become hobby relevant, only the Yankees can do that. But he did become hobby relevant, and it's hard to find those Chrome cards. You know, Trey Young, this one came back at 8. I knew that it had this line right there. I wasn't sure how bad they would ding it, but for all of you who have that card and have that line, it will come back an 8. That is proof. Of course, unless you slide them a $20 bill, or you have favoritism, whether it be through some sort of bulk discount rate, or you just know the grader, and they come to your hotel room and they, low battery, and they go through $6,000 worth of items and give you the grades that you want. Now, I know that deal has gotten a lot of criticism online. I've never heard of that deal. There's a lot of deals I haven't heard of because I'm not in the Who You Know club. Let me make sure I get those. And I don't really want to be kind of do this for fun. I don't do this to make connections. I think people who do this at that level are good for them. Back. Yeah, so good for them. But yeah, I just don't do that. But it doesn't make sense to criticize those types of deals just because it's like, oh, they're going to give you the grades that you want. No, you have to do $6,000 worth of business. $6,000 worth of business, and then they will essentially come in and do that deal. I forget exactly how much, but it's X dollars per card. You have to do $6,000 a minimum, but they will come in and only pick out the gem mint cards and slab them. The rest of them they won't charge you for. They'll look at and say this one's not gemmable, so we're not going to grade it. But honestly, that's just smart business on PSA's part. Like, if I had enough volume to do that, I would do that because it makes sense, right? Why would I spend money to get a card graded that's not going to come back gem mint, or it's not going to come back a 9 where it's going to increase the value? Why would I do that when, again, I could just have somebody come through and pull out the gems? I wouldn't have to submit this Giannis and have it come back an 8. An 8 in which I don't know why it came back an 8. And this is I've submitted several Prism cards. I think this is the second or third one that I've come back. I've never hit a gem mint card. I never hit a gem mint copy of that. And again, there's a lot of those that are graded. However, I feel like they're getting really selective on that card just because they know the value of what that card is now. I think the last couple have sold in the $800 range. And that's a card that you could have bought in the off-season raw. I bought mine in the off-season in the 180 to 200 range, to 220, depending on the seller, depending on what it looked like in the pictures, etc. But now that card is $800 gem mint, and it is an easy card to gem, assuming that copies haven't been cherry-picked, etc. So, do have a really nice Devers coming up here. Not this one, but the one that is coming up. And this one will likely be the banner. And I'm going to put it right there. That way I can get the picture later on. Ooh, how about that? Oh yeah, that's nice. That's very, very nice. So this is the Sapphire Red, numbered 4 of 10, PSA 10. That's sharp. Oh man, that sun is just popping. I should have done all these like right there in the sun. Ooh, at atomic. Yep, that's pretty sharp. Pretty sharp. Guys, I really screwed this video up. I totally apologize because the sun is now becoming super friendly. Man, this is a pretty nice little venue. I'm totally glad that I came outside to do this video, but gotta do that. Of course, the sun is rising to my left, so it's gonna create a shadow, so this is the best I can do, but man, I really like that. Some Mackenzie Gore, got a bunch of these. Sadly, most all of them came back in 9s. This one's a really nice card. With all of the update love that is taking place, Topps Chrome update with this. Now granted, this is not Chris Bryant's flagship card, and there's a reason why this one's not as popular, because he did have a Series 2 card, if I'm not mistaken, but that has not stopped. Many, especially Chrome cards. You look at Anthony Rendon, his Topps Chrome update is better than his regular Topps Chrome issue. Again, that's kind of a little, I guess that is an equivalent comparison, because Chris Bryant did have Topps Chrome. So I mean, it's all over the place in terms of what is preferred and what is not preferred. You know, it's almost like who you ask, and sometimes I feel like there's no rhyme or reason to it. And it's really adding confusion, I think, to the hobby. You know, if a guy has an issue, whether it be in a flagship release or a Topps Chrome release, Topps needs to stop putting those players in subsequent releases. Man, that speckle, just speckles. Yeah, it's just causing a lot of confusion amongst collectors out there. Wonder how this prism's gonna look. Oh yeah, it looks really, really sharp. Red Cavs jersey, red borders, nice prism refractor. Fortunately came back a 9, but it is a sharp looking card. Again, at the time, I think Josh Bell was like top 3 to 5 in MVP voting. Doesn't have a lot of gems for his rookie logo cards, so a lot of you may be wondering why would you buy Josh Bell? Well, honestly, he was playing really well, but then post All-Star game, he just sucked. I don't know what happened to that dude. He just like fell off the world. Like Trout feature stars, Trout 9. Might go through these last ones really, really quickly since they're gonna be relatively similar. 9. This is the first time I'd seen this card. Pretty cool mini, and I guess this is similar to the 2012, where 2012 had the 80 set, so Topps 87 Topps minis. This is Topps 72 Topps minis. So I guess it's just the year after, I suppose. But I actually like the 2013 one better. The 2012 one is a lot more valuable just because it's 2012. You know, it's really his second year, or 29, 10, 11, 12, or fourth year, depending how you look at it. If you're a traditionalist, you call it his fourth year. If you're a non-traditionalist and you accept this new era where MLB PA tells you when a rookie card is and when it is not, then you're going to call 2012 a second year card. Us OGs are a dying breed. Let's see how this ice looks. Ooh, it's nice. Really, really nice. Yeah, and the reason why I bought a lot of these ice cards is because, again, comparison. If you look at Vlad Guerrero's Platinum Ices last offseason, they did really, really well. Unfortunately, Wander is not getting the hype that Vlad did. Like, these are selling just about what I paid raw for them in graded form. So it's kind of disappointing, really. Same thing with these camos. So these camos are much tougher grade than the Bowman yellows that Vlad Guerrero had last year. He had them in 2016, but last year that was his popular Bowman paper subset card. But these are much more difficult to gem because of these borders, and the borders being it's a more darker color, right? So it's kind of disappointing. This one definitely came back a 9, and I don't recall sending that one off. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my video that I probably still have not uploaded, and that's totally on me. Work has been, work. That's another topic for another day, but in the video that is included in, I don't recall really sending in a card like that with that bad of a corner. I'm surprised I can get an 8 on that, because the card should not be a 9. Grayson Rodriguez. This card right here is funny. This one's real, not this one. So that one's a color swap, that one's a 9. This is hilarious. All right, so this is a 7. Let's see if we can find an issue with this card. No issue here. Now it's hard to see the surface, but right there, let's do a quick skim with the sun looking at it. Nothing. All right, let's look at the back here. Corners. Nothing with the corners. But you see that gum damage. Oh man, I wonder if that's why this card's a 7. But wait, it's a gum damage card. Let's see if there's any wrinkles. Any wrinkles. Any wrinkles. If that's a damn wrinkle, I'm gonna be upset. All right, let me look at it. No, it is not. It is not. Let's keep going. You guys see anything? You guys see anything? What about that? What about that? Is that a crease? Is that a crease? It is not. I don't even know what that is picking up. If that's part of the case or what. Yeah, I have no idea what that's picking up. Because I do not see that here. Anyway, my theory on this card, again, if that was a crease, this card should be a 4 or 5. So I don't think it's a crease. I think that they dinged this card because it's gum stained. But that's like part of the card. And that's like the second heritage trout that I've had dinged. I had a grayback, which is numbered to 5 or 10. It's not numbered, but it's SP'd from 2017 heritage. And that thing came back an 8. And it is like a perfect card. But I didn't have time to crack it and sub it, so, you know, I just dealt with it. This one came back short. You know, I don't really know why. Just so that you guys, I'm sending these things to Probstein. And Probstein's gonna sell these. So this is serial numbered 105 of 150. And when I send these to Probstein, I send them exactly like this. You know, I don't take them out of this. They go straight like that so that they know that there's, you know, an issue. Whether he lists it like this or not, I have no idea. We're gonna find out. But I don't know why this card would be trimmed, because I bought this before Jordan was a thing, and who would trim this card? So I think, as many would say, this is a result of Slabgate. You know, let's just reject a couple cards here and there and see what happens. But anyway, guys, that is all the slabs that I have for you all this morning. This is a really nice Christmas. You know, 2019. Man, I'm glad you were in the books. You are going right up there with 2016 as some terrible years. But we'll learn a lot of things.